Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 4 of All Elite Wrestling, our TEW 2020 series. It is promising to be a great episode today, so let's get right into it with Dark. In about that, a terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, the Wild Cards defeated Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss in 13:45 when Royce Isaacs pinned Joey Janela. Tom Latimer carries the match in terms of performance, so basically what I wanted to do with this was I just wanted to get the Wild Cards on TV, start to get Royce Isaacs over a little bit. Tom Latimer is already recognizable, so if we can just get Royce Isaacs a little bit of steam under him, just heading into the tag team title tournament, that would really help us. We get a 35 for the segment. Amy Dumas wasn't a good road agent. I completely didn't realize I had Amy Dumas as a road agent. We'll have to figure that situation out and address it as we go, but now we move on to the next segment. Alex Marvez interviews the Wild Cards after their match. Again, Amy Dumas did a poor job putting this together. 31, though. Angle cooled the crowd a little. Abysmal match. Brandi Lauren defeated Penelope Ford in 13-14 by submission. So if you remember last week, these two started a little bit of a rivalry. And this was just a dud stinker of a match because neither of them are over. Brings the crowd down, 16. And then Brandi and Penelope brawl after the match. This, again, was not great because neither of the workers are over. But then we go into our main event, and in a terrible match, Ace Austin, Santana, and Ortiz defeated SoCal Uncensored in 14:05 when Santana defeated Scorpio Sky, 41 for that one. So this is to get Santana and Ortiz over prior to the tag team title tournament in their matches because Santana and Ortiz are not even recognizable. And just throwing Ace Austin in there lets us boost Ace Austin just a little bit. And then SCU are the most over trio I have. And really one of our only over babyface tag teams that are not the Young Bucks. So obviously SCU carries the match. But the Jericho are pretty good too. Ace Austin puts out a 31, which I'm very happy with. And then mid-30s for both of the members of Santana and Ortiz. 41 for that one. And then afterwards, the Jericho celebrate the win, featuring Chris Jericho, Santana Ortiz, and Ace Austin. In this case, a 38. So these three really drag down Chris Jericho in these performances. Even though he came out looking great, it's just how it goes. So that is a little bit unfortunate. I am kind of unhappy with that. But as for the show as a whole, I think it should get about a 30... Ooh, man. This is tough. I'm going to say a 39? 39 sounds good for this. 38. I was off by one. But that's okay, chat. It doesn't really matter. Dark is a B show. But now, because I forgot to do it beforehand, we're going to go see how last week's episode of Dark did on television. So if we look at last week's episode of AEW Dark, it was a 38 rating. No, that's this week. No, it is. What? Yeah, this is. What threw me off was seeing Penelope Ford and Brandi Lauren in the angle again. I completely forgot about that. But this one is also a 38, so that's kind of funny. We don't know the attendance figure yet. That's kind of weird. I feel like we would definitely know the attendance, but it got 18,000 viewers, 0.02 for this past week's episode 2000, which is up a little bit from the previous week, even though there was a large improvement in the show rating, only a little bit of an improvement in viewership. So now I will see you guys on the other end going into AEW Dynamite. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and now we are into the Dynamite portion of the episode. I had a small heart attack because I realized at the very tail end that I forgot to hit record, but I was able to go back through, re-get the file, and now we're all good. It's all kosher. So let's take a quick look in at the updated brackets for the AEW Tag Team Title Tournament. We move into the second half of the bracket tonight, as the North will take on SCU and the Von Erichs will take on a mystery tag team. They have to overcome quite substantial odds, not knowing who their opponents are, not being able to prepare, and so now let's get right into the show. I've made the executive decision that we are going to really utilize the pre-show to try to get people over in the Southeast. So Ace Austin defeats Brandon Cutler in 12-10. It gets a 28. They both perform pretty decent in this match. Ace Austin was really off his game. Pre-show bout, terrible wrestling. Santana and Ortiz defeat the Private Party in 37, or get a 37 in 12:42. Everyone performs okay there. Now Kylie Ray wins a 6-woman match, gets a 29. They all performed actually rather poorly. Half of them performed well. And then in our final pre-show match, the Hybrid 2 lose to the Hart Foundation, 39. The Hart Foundation do okay. Davey Boy better than Pillman, and the Hybrid 2 do okay. I don't really have plans for the Hybrid 2, so I don't really care too much how they do. But now we're going to get into the main show. In a terrible match, SCU defeated the North in 13:44 when Scorpio Sky pinned Josh Alexander with a blackout. It gets a 47. This match is carried by Christopher Daniels, which I'm not unhappy about. That's why we had Daniels in there with Sky. I wanted Sky to get the pin, to gain the overness, and Daniels to be there to just kind of be the rock in this match and carry it. He's getting slightly better ratings than Kazarian, so I thought he would be the better choice to be the veteran in this match, but Josh Alexander actually performs pretty well. Ethan Page is okay. They just need to be over a little bit more, but I'm very happy with that. 47 SCU moves on in the tag team title tournament. Nick Aldis comes to the ring, accompanied by the lovely Camille, and I do apologize, there's multiple grammar and spelling mistakes here, and the format's not the same as usual. Says, well, hello there. For those of you who may not know me, I'm the national treasure, Nick Aldis, and I am the real world's champion. He gestures to Camille, who's holding the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. He says, I've left you all with bated breath for over a week, trying to figure out just why I'm here. But it should be quite obvious. I am a collector. I'm here to win the AEW World Championship. And in doing so, the AEW World Championship will be unified with the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, and AEW will come under the NWA banner. Now, on to Cody, old friend. I know we've had our wars in the past, but rest assured, last week was strictly business. You see, the rest of your VPs told me how you tried to block my hiring. You didn't want to share your spotlight, but now you're not going to be able to share my spotlight, Cody, because when I'm the unified champion, you will be relegated to my shadow out of the spotlight, and that may be sooner than you think, as your vice president buddies have made me the fourth man in the number one contenders four-way tonight. That's right, I am the fourth man. Gets a 53 for that segment. Angle got the crowd hotter. Very happy with that. Love Nick Aldis. Love what he's doing. Excited for the angle that we have here with him. Very happy. Jake Hager is talking to Chris Jericho backstage, and Hager says, Chris, I thought we were cool. Why haven't you been inviting me to the Jericho Hangouts? What's up with that? And Jericho kind of rolls his eyes and goes, this is exactly why, Jake. You're such a whiny child. What have you done that warrants being in the Jericho, huh? Huh? What have you done? What have you done, huh? Huh? I was the first undisputed champion in another company. I beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. What have you done? What have you done? You were a champion in a second-rate wrestling company. And you were, 2-0 in a third-rate MMA company? I'll tell you what. I'll make it easy for you, Jake. If you win your match tonight, I'll review your application. You're facing Darby Allin, so I'm sure it'll be a cakewalk for you. Just go out there and win, and we'll talk about it, Jake. It gets a 61, so I haven't really done much with Jake Hager since his debut in the Jericho, and I don't really know if I plan to do much with him, so this is just kind of an angle to explain the discrepancy there and potentially foreshadow things that might happen. 61, happy with that one. In an abysmal match, Nyla Rose defeated Shanna in 8:24 by submission with a camel clutch. Nyla Rose makes defense number 1 of the AEW Women's World title. So there's really not much to say here. You know, all of our women are still not over, so they're still going to be getting poor segments. This gets a 17. I'm just ready to move past it because now we're starting a new angle with Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose is given a microphone, and she says, that was pathetic. I came to AEW to face the best women the wrestling world has to offer. Tony Khan, I will run through each and every woman on this roster in a short period of time. You need to elevate the level of competition if you want me to break a sweat out here defending my title. There's no one, Tony. No one that can beat me. I will defend this title each and every week and defeat any woman you put in front of me, Tony. So bring it on. So this is the start of what will be Nyla Rose's Championship Open Challenge. It gets a 21, and it will be my push to at least get Nyla Rose over, because if you can at least get the champion over, then the division has at least something it can do. It has a chance, some kind of chance to not produce crappy ratings. This gets a 21. I'm happy with that. MJF is at home again in a very large hot tub. He says, oh God, you're here again? Don't you nerds have anything better to do? You have to annoy me on my day off? What, so I can tell you how pathetic and dumb, stupid, unsuccessful you are, and how awesome I am? No, that's too easy. That's low-hanging fruit. How about this one? Next week, I'll have a match. And the week after that, I'll have a match. And the week after that, I'll have a match. And I'll win all of those matches. Just because you people don't want me to. You don't want to see me succeed. But I don't care what you people want. I don't get paid to please you. I get paid to win. And those are both something none of you losers know about. All you know about is losing and making no money. Whereas I know about winning and making bank. So you guys can see me next week in action. But until then, get out of my house. Leave me alone, please. This gets a 41. MJF clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well. Very happy with that. MJF is going to have matches soon. In about that, a terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, the Von Erichs defeated Mustache Mountain in 11:47 when Marshall Von Erich submitted Trent 7. Tyler Bate carried the match. So initially, I had just thought about bringing in Mustache Mountain for this match and nothing more, but the performance of Mustache Mountain really makes me think maybe I should bring him in for a better run. Tyler Bate has a poor gimmick, but Trent 7 has a great gimmick. Initially, this spot was actually going to go to Enzo and Cass, but Enzo in the database is currently on hiatus, so I wasn't able to bring him in, and then I kind of panicked, and so that's why it was a mystery team, because I had to figure out who I was going to bring in, and even Mustache Mountain, as much as I love them, was not a perfect scenario, because I had to go with a face versus face match here. Plus, they're not even considered recognizable by the fans, so it did affect this show and this segment, but I did make it a steal the show match, which is how we were somehow able to squeeze a good rating out of this. But it was rough. I didn't know who to pick. Mustache Mountain loses to the Von Erichs, and Mustache Mountain may stay for a little longer than I anticipated. We'll see. The Von Erichs are celebrating their huge upset win when Shivani comes into the ring for a post-match interview. He says, boys, I've been in the wrestling business a long time. I've watched a lot of your family wrestle, and to get a big win like this for you two must feel so good. Ross Von Erich says, Tony, you have no idea. We can just feel from here how proud the family is. It's on us to carry the tradition, to keep the family legacy going, and we just want to thank AEW for giving us that opportunity and that platform to continue the legacy. Marshall says, beyond that, we want to thank Tyler and Trent. You guys really brought out the best in us tonight and forced us to elevate our game. I think that's what this whole tournament will be about for us, is elevating our game, and we look forward to stepping up to the challenge and being the first ever AEW World Tag Team Champions, Tony. And Tony says, well, you boys have a big challenge in the next round with SCU. They're a team that, there's 3 members. You don't know which 2 you're going to be facing, and they have a lot of experience. And the Von Erichs say, we just want to take this one step at a time. And for tonight, we just want to bask in our win and enjoy it. So it gets a 27. The Von Erichs get a little promo here, hopefully get them a little bit more over, boost them a little bit. The angle does cool the crowd, but I'm overall happy. In a terrible match, Darby Allin defeated Jake Hager in 18:39 by pinfall with a fast roll-up. So this was supposed to be like right at the 1950-something mark, so he gets it in just before the match would end by draw. It gets a 41. Hager gets a 48. Allin gets a 22. Hager's upset about it, but nothing you can really do. So expect Jake Hager, actually, to, for the next few weeks, be jobbed out, because I don't have any plans for him. I don't want to use him. I don't feel like using him. And Darby Allin could have used a big win here. He's not over at all. So, Darby, congrats on ya. Alex Marvez is backstage as Hangman Page walks by. And he says, Page, wait up. Can we get a comment on your match tonight? Do you think it's fair you're receiving another AEW World Championship opportunity after coming up short at All Out? Would you say that your friendship with the Young Bucks and the Elite has given you extra opportunities in AEW that some others maybe haven't received? And Hangman Page just looks enraged, incensed. He's so mad at Marvez, and he just pushes Marvez to the floor, and he says, don't you ever try to interview me again, Alex Marvez. I've had it with you. I have a match tonight, and I don't have time to deal with your stupid questions. It gets a 34 as we head into our main event. Hangman Page, can he earn the title match? Who will earn the title match? Will it be Nick Aldis? Will it be Pac? Will it be Kenny Omega? Who knows? And in a decent match, Hangman Page defeated Pac, Kenny Omega, and Nick Aldis in 27:09 when Hangman Page pinned Nick Aldis with a turn the page following interference from Cody. During the match, we also had Jon Moxley run in and attack Kenny Omega. So basically the point here is that Moxley comes in and attacks Omega. They go out through the crowd similarly to how they did on, I think, the debut episode of Dynamite, and they're brawling out there, so it takes him out of the equation. So at that point, it's just Nick Aldis, Pac, and Hangman Page. And Cody, after Nick Aldis interfered in his match, comes out and attacks Nick Aldis. Hangman Page maybe doesn't realize it, and he gets the finishing move on Aldis, gets the pin, and he is now the number one contender for Chris Jericho's AEW Championship. So happy with the performances here. 56 for the match. Very happy to move on. Chris Jericho comes onto the ramp and says, "Hangman, congratulations. You have a shot at this AEW World Heavyweight Championship again. And I wanted to be the first to come out here and tell you good job and congratulate you. Excellent work, Chris." Or Adam. "But I also want to make you an offer. You see, a spot in the Jericho just opened up. And if you were to say, forfeit this title match, I'd be more than willing to let you in. I'll take you under the wing of Jericho, man. You'll fly to heights you could have never imagined, and certainly would never achieve in the Elite. But take some time. Think about it. One match for an elevated career, kid. Just think about it." Gets a 68. Happy with the way this one went. They both did well going off script. And now we have a post-show match. It's just the Rhodes Brothers and the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers and the Wild Cards. Wanted to try to elevate the Wild Cards a little bit. It ends in a chaotic ending. It's a draw. You don't really care too much about that. The ratings are okay. I just wanted to get Isaacs and Latimer in with some better opponents. Hopefully they can improve a little bit. Let's see if they did improve a little bit. What does that be? I feel like it would have been here if they're improving, right? Not road agent notes or booking details. I don't know. I haven't looked through those in a while, but it gets a 34. I'm happy with that. And now, for the show as a whole, what do I think it got? That's a good question. Excellent question. I'm going to say a 56 on the dot, because the main event was a 56. The post-show angle, or not the post-show angle, the final angle was a 68, but it was kind of a weaker card overall, so 56. 57! I'm happy with that result. Increased the popularity in 14 regions, would have gained popularity in 7 Canadian, restricted viewers. So now, let's see how we did on television. So just a quick note I wanted to put in here is that both Al Snow and Amy Dumas want me to cut Ace Austin, which I really don't want to do, but that's their recommendation, so we'll see what happens. And then if we look at this episode of Dynamite, it got a 57. It was held in the Southeast region in front of 2,200 fans, and it gets a .32 on television. That is 244,675 viewers, and comparatively, that is up huge compared to our first Dynamite in the time slot. But, it's still down from when we had the prime time slot, still under half of what we would have gotten. Not happy with it, but it is what we have to do, so hopefully we can improve even more moving forward. But I want to thank you guys for watching this episode, and I will see you guys in episode number 5.